High school students have a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Footage from the YouTube shooter has been released, and one of the best water parks in the world could be near you. All that and more on this half hour of RTN News. Welcome back to a brand new episode of RTN News. I'm Derek Hill.
And I'm Sean Kelly. Happy to have you here today on the desk, Derek. And now let's look at some local news in your area.
8 Washington Township High School alumni joined 24 current choir students in a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The Washington Township choir students performed at Carnegie Hall in a concert. The group joined 275 other singers from around the world. The concert was conducted by Grammy Award-winning composer Eric Whiteacre. The students practiced 2.5 days of their 4-day stay in New York City. Their director said they represent Washington Township with pride.
Great news for Bon Jovi fans. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy has declared April 14th to be Bon Jovi Day as a way to celebrate the band's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In a proclamation, Murphy wrote, quote, 5 musicians from New Jersey communities believed in their dream and used their talents to form Bon Jovi, one of the most famous, enduring rock bands of all time, end quote. Murphy, a longtime neighbor and close friend of bandleader John Bon Jovi, is accompanying the group to their induction ceremony where he presented the proclamation Friday night, declaring Saturday, April 14th to officially be Bon Jovi Day.
A New Jersey water park is named one of the world's best indoor water parks. Sahara Sams Indoor Water Park in West Berlin is in the list of 30 top water parks in the world. The water park is open year-round and features many great slides and activities. It also has an outdoor park that opens May 12th. With the perfect temperature of 84 degrees, it brings families from all around.
A South Jersey moviegoer is now suing AMC for injuries related to an accident in his seat at the theater. According to a report, James Braxton Jr. of the Sickle River Ascension section of Winslow claims he sustained, quote, serious, disabling, and permanent injuries while taking in a movie with his wife, Marcia Quarles Braxton, at the AMC Lowe's Cherry Hill 24 on Route 38. Braxton's suit says the theater allowed the chair to be installed in a way that allowed it to collapse and permitted the exceedingly dangerous seat to exist for a significant period of time. During that time, the theater didn't properly maintain the seat. Braxton and his wife are reportedly seeking more than $50,000 in settlement.
Coming up, find out about the exciting events that are happening at Rowan this week.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. Stop the texts. Stop the wrecks. Visit us at stoptextstoprex.org.
Welcome back to RTN News. Here's Tom with this week's entertainment.
Hey everyone. On April 18th at 8 p.m., there will be a performance by the Rowan Contemporary Music Ensemble. The ensemble will perform selections ranging from experimental concepts on the cutting edge to more traditional contemporary music, as well as improvisation and original work by Rowan student composers. The concert will be in Boyd and admission is free. This week's movie night sure is a big one. This week is Star Wars: The Last Jedi. The latest installment to the Star Wars saga sees the heroes from The Force Awakens return, join up with Luke Skywalker, and learn things about the Force never known before. Did you miss any of the DIY projects from this past semester? Well, this Thursday is the Craftapalooza Raw event, where you can get another chance at some of the DIYs from this spring. Or you can relive your favorite ones. Come out for the craftiest night of the semester. Excited for the start of festival season? Well, how about kicking it off right here at Rowan? On the 20th, there will be Holly Bash. All day, there'll be carnival rides, food trucks, lawn games, hammocks, and more on the lawn of Hollybush Mansion. There will also be a live performance by Andy Grammer. Anyone with a Rowan ID is more than welcome to join in on the fun.
I saw Holly Bash last semester, a little bit of it. It was a pretty good show.
Yes, it's a fun time. The weather hasn't been very nice the last couple of years. I hope that'd be better this time
we really
around.
hope it holds out, and we have a good, wholesome show.
And
Yeah.
Andy Grammer's coming this year.
Oh, yeah,
You
he's
big
good.
Andy
He's big.
Grammer guy. You excited?
Are you?
Yes, he's okay. He's
I'm
good.
not.
He's good.
I
You
don't
better
know.
get excited.
You know, okay.
He's gonna bring the roof off of this
Gonna bring-
place.
it's
I'll tell you
outside.
right now.
Huge
It's
Andy
outside.
Grammer guy?
There's no roof.
I hope so. I honestly don't know.
We'll have to see. Thank you, Tom.
Coming up, find out what the United States is pushing to do against Syria.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly, and you can too. Share your heart, share your love. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
South Jersey Gas recently presented the Collins Lakes Fire Department with a $3,000 grant as part of the company's First Responders Grant Program. Collins Lakes Fire Department is one of 8 recipients selected to receive the latest round of grants from South Jersey Gas. The grant funds will be used to support the purchase of new rescue equipment for the department. Dave Robbins, president of South Jersey Gas, says, quote, "Through our First Responders Grant Program, South Jersey Gas supports local first responders and recognizes work they do to ensure the safety and well-being of all they serve."
The United States, the United Kingdom, and France are pushing for an irreversible end to Syria's chemical weapons. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad warned the U.S. against attacking Syria. France and the UK are planning on joining the U.S. in any military action in response to the chemical attack on Saturday in Douma, Syria. The attack killed 60 people and injured at least 500. France is planning on attacking the chemical factories. The use of chemical weapons has drawn the West back into Syria's 7-year conflict. Russia has provided President Assad with strong military backing. And now to Devon with What's Trending.
Thanks, Derek. Now let's get into this week of What's Trending. Beyoncé performed for throngs of screaming fans Saturday night at Coachella after a year's wait. Y'all ready, Coachella? She asked the crowd as she opened her set, becoming the first woman of color to headline the music festival in Indio, California. Excited fans had a new nickname for this year's festival, Baychella. Other headliners included The Weeknd and Eminem. The superstar was scheduled to headline last year's festival, but canceled under doctor's orders because she was pregnant with twins at the time. Lady Gaga stepped into her as a replacement. Shortly before Saturday's performance, the singer said she can't wait to see her fans and posted a photo from backstage on Instagram. 5 years ago this Sunday, Jillian Rennie was an 18-year-old high school senior standing with her parents at the Boston Marathon, waiting for her sister to cross the finish line. Then the bombs went off, killing 3 people and injuring hundreds, including Rennie. She injured her right leg due to the blast and was rushed to the hospital. Luckily, the doctors were able to keep her leg intact. Grateful as she began to recover, Rennie and her family asked how they could thank the doctors. The answer was to establish the Jillian Rennie Stepping Strong Fund, which has raised more than $11 million since 2014 to support trauma research. Rennie is encouraged to see how the research is beginning to help people and is proud of her family for quote-unquote turning out what happened and all of the anniversaries into something positive. Mason Ramsey, the Yo Lane Kid, as you all know, has continued his dream fulfilling the weekend with the performance at the Grand Ole Opry on Saturday night. The Grand Ole Opry performance that Ramsey had dreamed for his whole life about came just one day after he performed to a massive crowd at the Coachella Valley Musical Arts Festival. Ramsey told Ellen DeGeneres that performing at his historic country music venue was one of his biggest dreams. DeGeneres pulled some strings and booked Ramsey on stage in time, and on Saturday he put on the show of a lifetime. In addition, into everything else, Ramsey is injecting his new life into classic country, which he loves. Hank Williams' Lovesick Blues clocked in as #4 song on Spotify this week and propelled by Ramsey's viral rendition.
I've never heard of this guy.
I just seen him on Instagram and Snapchat and all that.
What does he do?
You really haven't heard of him, Sean?
No, what is he?
It's literally a video of him in a Walmart, and he's just yodeling for random people
what is
that are
exactly
shopping.
like yodeling? Like not like the snack food, right?
I couldn't even tell you what he's saying, to be honest.
I don't even know. I gotta watch the video.
Apparently he's really
is
good,
it like
though.
is it like a jig? Is it
He gets into it. He dances a lot. It's it's very entertaining, honestly.
Wow,
It's,
then I'll
a
have
lot
to
of
go check
people
that
like
out.
him.
I'm actually intrigued. I think I'm gonna go
His
look at the video.
performance is only going to get better, too.
Honestly, like #4 right now, like you know so much.
If you're gonna make it to the Grand Ole Opry, I'm like, come on.
Then that's a big step.
That's a big step.
And he's so young.
He's so young. So much life left. So much yodeling left to do.
He's just.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Coming up, find out what police released regarding the YouTube shooter.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
News. National news headed your way right now. Former First Lady Barbara Bush has received many warm wishes following the news of her ailing health. Bush spokesman Jim McGrath announced via Twitter that Bush has denied further treatment and wants to just focus on comfort care from her friends and family. Barbara and George H.W. have been married since 1945 and have had 6 children, including former President George W. Bush and former Florida Governor and presidential candidate Jeb Bush. The family has gathered close to Mrs. Bush, and many condolences have come in, including one from Vice President Mike Pence.
Police released body camera footage of the YouTube shooter. Footage of Nasim Ogdam shows her in her car calmly telling police that she wasn't going to hurt anyone hours before she opened fire at the YouTube headquarters on April 3rd. Ogdam was sleeping in her car in a parking lot in Mountain View when police spotted her around 1:30 a.m. Police called in her license plate after she was reported missing by her family. She told police she wasn't getting along with her family and she wanted a new start. The family did warn police that she had been upset with YouTube.
Think you're tired of the weather? One Michigan weather forecaster definitely is. Gary Frank, a meteorologist from WXMI TV, Fox 17 Michigan, has had it with all the weather and its fluctuation, but mostly with his colleagues' complaints about it. During an April 10th broadcast, he went off about all the moaning and groaning he has heard from his coworkers and decided to speak out. Now, let's take a look at that broadcast.
Well, because you guys are dragging me down. You guys keep... Well, every time I get done with the 7-day, you guys are like, oh, gosh, oh. Every time. Doesn't matter what time I come on. 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, and then you expect me to be chipper for 5 straight hours. It's miserable. I want you guys to say, wow, that's great news. It's going to be 60 on Friday. Well, I mean, what do you want me to do? Lie to you? I'll put 70 every day next time. God.
I'm telling you, I was laughing at that for hours. The rant has since been posted on the station's Facebook and YouTube, where it has gone viral, reaching over 500,000 hits.
200,000 acres burned in Oklahoma wildfires. Most of Oklahoma was under a state of emergency after an outbreak of wildfires. About 1,400 people have been forced from their homes. The high winds and severe droughts are creating horrific conditions. At least one person has died and 200,000 acres have burned. Homes have burned and many cattle have been killed. In some spots, the fire has been spreading a mile every 8 to 12 minutes. The largest fire burning in the Rhea Fire in Dewis County. It is 28 miles long and 7 miles wide. Firefighters from nearby states have arrived to help out. Now here is Chris Devine filling in this week with your Rowan Sports Update.
Thanks, guys. The men's track and field team competed at the Coach P Invitational on Friday and Saturday. Jeffrey Tucker was the top story of the meet as he set a new school record on the high jump. He would take first place in the event with a height of 7 feet 1.5 inches. Harrison Escoffrey would finish in second place in the same event. Anthony Salimo and Chris Messiano were another 1-2 punch for the profs, taking first and second place on the 400-meter hurdles. Select athletes on the team will compete at the Larry Ellis Invitational next weekend. The softball team competed in a doubleheader on Saturday against New Jersey City University. The profs would take the first game 8-0. In the second game, the profs would strike early, scoring 4 runs in the first. This would come from a hit by pitch with the bases loaded, followed by an RBI groundout and 2 RBI singles from Nicole Peyote and Sonia Sharma. Later on in the fifth, the profs would have a 2 RBI double from Kelly Duffy, followed by a 2 RBI inside the park home run from Christina Mueller. The profs would win the game 11-0. And the baseball team was also on the road on Saturday for a doubleheader against Rutgers Newark. The team would win the first game 4-1 and go for the sweep in the later afternoon game. After Rutgers Newark scored in the first, the profs would strike in the second after an RBI triple from Dylan Mendel. They will continue the scoring in the third with 2 two-run home runs by Dan Shane and Alex Kokos. Justin Provost would lead the team with 3 hits, and Dante Scafidi had 5 innings pitched for the profs, tallying 7 strikeouts. The team would win the second game 13-4 and improve to 22-5 on the year. The women's lacrosse team hosted the Ramapo Roadrunners on Saturday. The team's offense flourished in the first half as the team tallied 13 goals to Ramapo's 2. Taylor Gretz and Maddie Bray had 3 goals each. In the second half, the team would score 8 more goals while once again only allowing the Roadrunners to score just once. The team took the 21-3 win, improving to an impressive 10-1 mark on the season as they look to move up the rankings. They are currently ranked 23rd. So guys, baseball team had a little bit of trouble for the last few weeks, but now they're turning it around. And how about the lacrosse team? An absolute blowout over Ramapo.
Yeah, only one loss this year, too. They're
Only
looking
one loss,
impressive.
and the scoring is coming in absolute bunches.
Continuing to impress all the time.
You know, a lot of big sports guy, Sean.
Yeah.
Big sports guy.
I'm a big sit here. You guys are going to talk about it. I interject guy. I'm a big fan of Rowan doing well. So I look at the score, and there's a lot of double digits on Rowan's side. And it just makes me really happy, Chris.
And it's good to see that the temperatures are warming up, and so is the action with Rowan Sports.
Yes, it
Lots
is.
of Rowan Sports success this spring because of the warm weather, so thank you very much for joining us,
Winning is
Chris.
contagious there.
Appreciate you coming on today.
No problem.
Making that a
Anytime.
guest appearance. Thank you very much.
That's all for this week's edition of RTN News. I'm Derek Hill.
And I'm Sean Kelly. Have a great week, Rowan University.